broadcast first. Sponsored by George Sink Injury Lawyers.
Earlier this morning, a couple of us were able to see some very light showers. We are continuing to be just a little bit more dry right now. Some pop-up showers across the area. A lot of people, though, at the beach. And it's not super sunny, but we are looking anywhere from partly cloudy to mostly cloudy. A lot more of that moisture is just pooling offshore, but even then you can notice on our radar and satellite just these little light green areas. Those are just some drizzles to light showers. We are expected to see that chance for some spotty showers all the way into the afternoon and eventually into the evening, with temperatures staying near normal in the upper 80s. We'll have more on what we can expect in just a few minutes.
Coverage you can count on at noon starts now.
Thank you for joining us for local coverage you can count on. I'm Jevin McCoskey. Horry County Police say that a man has been arrested in connection with a robbery at Conway National Bank in Horry County last week. Timothy Booker was arrested Wednesday and charged with robbery, among other charges. The robbery happened Friday, August 21st at the Conway National Bank off of North Kings Highway. Police responded just after 9 that morning. Police say Hooker left the bank with an undisclosed amount of money. He was seen in the area prior to the robbery, but it was unknown how he arrived or even how he left the area. Now, according to Booker's signed arrest warrant, he allegedly used a note to obtain more than $5,000 from a teller during the robbery. Horry County Police deputies were dispatched around 11:45 last night to a shooting call that occurred at a Murphy's gas station. There were multiple gunshot victims found in the store, and one is known to be dead. The gas station is located on Mayport Drive in the Surfside Beach area. There has been no further information released at this time. The Myrtle Beach Police Department says a person found dead in Myrtle Beach earlier this month has now been identified after asking the public for help. It was announced Wednesday afternoon that the individual had been identified and his family had been notified. Police did not release his name or provide additional information about his identity. This comes after the body was found on the 1000 block of Highway 501 on August 8th. The police thanked those who shared information with the investigators, saying the public's help made a difference and helped bring the answers to the man's family. According to the Florence County Sheriff's Office, deputies have arrested a man accused of stealing $80,000 worth of equipment from Duke Energy. Charles McGee Jr. has been charged with grand larceny, transportation of stolen metals, third-degree burglary, and possession with intent to distribute methamphetamine. McGee is accused of entering Duke Energy property and stealing about $80,000 worth of equipment and materials between the dates of August 10th and August 25th. The stolen property was found on North Tobin Drive in the Florence area. The man convicted of murdering 2 Fort Bragg soldiers in 2020 will spend the rest of his life in prison. According to federal prosecutors, Kenneth Quick shot and killed an active duty soldier stationed at Fort Bragg at a trap house in Laurinburg in December of 2020 after making a deal to buy cocaine from him. At the time of the shooting, the active duty soldier was accompanied by a former soldier who had provided him with the drugs, according to federal prosecutors. Quick was sentenced to 3 life sentences along with an additional 86 years. The Horry County School Board held an emergency meeting last night as the proposed $1.65 million sale of a former Conway education building to the Academy of Hope Charter School is now in question. Horry County Schools approved the sale in June, but the school's inspection and closing period expired Monday. The Academy of Hope requested an extension through September 11th. The superintendent recommended approving it, but the school board voted down the motion.
The Academy of Hope Charter School has requested an extension of the closing date on the sale through September the 11th, 2026. I recommend that the board approve the Academy of Hope Charter School's request to extend the closing date on the sale of the Sherwood Drive property through September the 11th, 2026.
Now, it's unclear what happens next with the property or whether the charter school can still purchase the school. City leaders in Florence are establishing new guidelines to limit access to local flock surveillance and increase public transparency. The City of Florence currently operates 60 flock cameras across its jurisdiction. Florence City Manager Scotty Davis stated that the police department has not experienced any abuse of the camera technology. However, city officials decided to proactively create safeguards and set clear rules for data access. Under the new policy, access to camera data is restricted to just higher-ranking officers who have their own unique access codes. The city hopes the steps taken will help strengthen public trust. Fans of the Carolina Country Music Festival, you're going to want to listen up because pre-sale tickets are now available for purchase. The 24-hour early access pre-sale is officially live, giving fans the first opportunity to secure their spot on the beach for as little as $19 down for just a limited time. CCMF returns to the Myrtle Beach Boardwalk from June 10th through the 13th. The sale will end tomorrow at 10 a.m.
News 13 on-time traffic, sponsored by Joy Law Firm. Just call Joy.
And to look at your afternoon commute right now, looks like most roads are continuing to move smoothly. From 501 Highway 544 to Carolina Forest, we're seeing drive times of about 10 minutes. 17 Farrell Parkway to Glens Bay will take you 9. 17 Mr. Joe White to 82nd Parkway is moving about 11 minutes. Not seeing any slowdowns on I-95 all the way up to Lumberton. Roads are fairly clear right now for parts of South Irby Street in downtown Florence. 52 Palmetto to I-95 is moving about 8 minutes. 76 5 Points to Irby will take you 5. And 95 TV Road to 76 is moving on time with 10 minutes.
All right, Krista, thank you so much. Well, the South Carolina Department of Natural Resources is hitting the water to provide better information on the marine population. They are conducting several surveys along the coast of South Carolina each month. Scientists make their way up the Wando River as part of the State Department of Natural Resources Trammel Net survey. They drop a 200-yard net in random sample sites near salt marsh habitats, spook fish into the net, remove them, and grab measurements. They may catch turtles, crabs, and sharks, but as for fish, many of them get a fin clip, while red drum and flounder also get tagged. SCDNR continues to use the same method that they have used since the 1990s, comparing the different types of fish, determining their ages and population, which gives them a better idea of what's in our waters over time. Experts say they can also learn about the life history and origin of a fish by taking a sample.
We take a small fin clip for a lot of our species, so we do have a population genetics group, and we are looking at a lot of different things. We're looking at the genetic health of that population. We are also using that because we do a stock enhancement program for red drum and a couple other species like southern flounder and cobia up and down the coast. And we can actually tell where that is a hatchery reared fish or a wild spawned fish.
Scientists will bring back flounder, red drum, and more to study to be a part of their Marine Resources Institute. The Navy has instructed sailors and their families to distance themselves from the military on social media. This after leadership says there is an increased threat to service members since the U.S. launched Operation Epic Fury. Brett Hall reports.
Operation Epic Fury was launched in late February as a joint military campaign against Iran. Today, Chief of Naval Operations Admiral Daryl Cottle explained that one of the things modern warfare has allowed the enemy to have access to is who exactly is fighting against them. In the memo, the Navy has determined that there is a deliberate effort to gather intelligence and disrupt operations through the cybersphere, using tactics like social media harassment and doxing.
It's just a prudent matter to go lower your identity across social media. You know, I think our special warfare people and our NSW teammates and SOF forces, identity management's always been part of their culture because of the nature of their job. And I think it's just something we're doing as a prudent measure to make sure that we're lowering the risk.
John Perryman, Master Chief Petty Officer of the Navy, also said they understand they can't direct family members to do anything. But NCIS is asking for cooperation and that everyone remain aware. The memo asks for anybody involved in military life to remain vigilant and report suspicious behavior, not only on social media, but also anyone having undue interest in Department of Navy operations.
Coming up on News 13, we share with you the details of a lawsuit involving a woman who was thrown from a roller coaster in Colorado.
And we see near normal temperatures with a chance for afternoon and evening spotty showers through the weekend. We'll have more on that coming up after the break.